Being a public information officer has opened my eyes to a ton of things. You see and hear things you would never see or hear on patrol. Does this thing still work? Hey guys, what is going on? It has been forever and a day. I am back. I was horribly sick, and then I had a family emergency I had to fly out of town for. But I am back now. I am so glad to be back. I was so ready to get this video out. I know it's been forever since I have done a video, so I'm back. As most of you know by now, I have been a public information officer since the earlier part of the summer. I was actually offered the position in the earlier part of the year, and I was told that they thought I would be the best fit for the job. I think they were basically calling me a nerd and saying, we know you like Photoshop and video editing, which is perfect for public information. But nonetheless, I have been doing it for a while now, and I have learned a lot of interesting things about this position. To be completely honest, I was not looking forward to doing this whatsoever. All I knew about the position at the time is that I was gonna have to wear a tie every day and talk to the news. Did not seem very exhilarating to me. But when the chief of police himself tells you that you would be a perfect fit for the job, not really one of those times you want to say no. And now that I have been doing it for a little while, I am so glad I made that decision. Since I have become a PIO, I have learned so much about this job from an administration perspective. I work directly for the chief of police now, so I don't have to answer to any sergeants, lieutenants, or captains. But the most interesting part about this job is that you are the voice and the face of the department. The coolest part about this job, and I think the best experience that I've had doing this experience, is something major happens, whether it's a shooting or some major car accident, whatever it is. You go back to your office, you type up this long press release, and you send it out to the public and all the news agencies. Within minutes, you have reporters from all over the country calling you. I've had people from New York Times call me. I've had people from People Magazine call me, and they all want further information about your story. They'll ask you questions that, you know, maybe weren't answered in the press release itself. Some of those details can be released, others cannot because the investigation is still ongoing. But there's something strangely satisfying that when you put out that press release, hours later, you're watching the news, and every station that's talking about your story is literally reading your press release word for word. So these reporters are looking at the TV, but I know what I wrote. I remember because I freaking wrote it. And they're reading line for line exactly what I wrote. I don't know why, but there's something really satisfying about that. And a lot of them read these verbatim. They read them word for word because there's really not much more information to add. So again, it's just something really satisfying about watching these reporters literally read what I wrote all across the nation. It's really cool. Another interesting part about the job is that the chief and I have learned a lot about each other. He relies on me to get things done, and I get them done. And I'm not saying this because I work for him, but honestly, he is one of the best supervisors and leaders that I've ever served under. So when he comes to me with a problem that he needs help with, I tend to drop everything I'm doing to try to help him. He takes care of me, so I try to look after him. So I work in an office environment, and there's basically 5 of us that work directly for the chief. There's like this very secluded part of the building known as like the chief's hallway. I call it the snake pit. And there's 5 of us that work in this hallway. We have the chief's assistant herself. Then we have a lady that handles all the budget for the department. So any spending, any officers going out of town for training, things like that, she handles and manages all of that. Then we have moi. And then there's another guy that was a military officer in JAG for several years, and he was an attorney in another state. And basically his job is to handle anything having to do with internal affairs, but also departmental policy. He writes departmental policy, he modifies it, and he makes sure that we are up to standard, if you will. Very intelligent guy. So like I said, the chief's hallway is very secluded from anywhere else, so you don't normally see regular patrol officers or even supervisors kind of walking through. It's a very secluded area of the building. So working in this hallway and building that relationship with my coworkers has really helped me understand the whole picture. So when you're on patrol, you get a very small fraction of how the departments really run. When you're a detective, you get another small fraction of the way things are done. But when you work in an administrative capacity, you see the whole picture. You're finally able to see the whole picture. And if everything makes sense, everything finally clicks, why things are done a certain way. and you hear officers complaining all the time about small things or decisions that were made or whatever else. But when you're upstairs, you understand why that decision was made. Sometimes you're the reason that decision was made. You have a lot of input when you work in the administrative hallway. And I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of benefits to working upstairs. The number one thing, I'm so glad to have an unmarked car. I know rookies want to be seen, they want to drive a patrol car, stuff like that, but after doing this for almost 12 years, I don't want to be seen, I want to go unnoticed, so it's nice to have an unmarked car. Secondly, upstairs you have your own office. You have a bathroom that is not made disgusting by dozens of officers that piss all over the seat. You share it with a couple other people that are very neat. We all try to take care of the bathroom and other areas of the office. And you also have a full kitchen. And people ask me all the time if I miss the road. And honestly, no, I really don't. I really don't. I thought I would. The only part I miss about being on the road is having my own car, like working in my car. I like a confined office space, and that was kind of my area. But outside of that, I really don't miss it. Guys, I don't. I don't miss the BS calls. I don't miss chasing sweaty people that are high on meth through muddy ditches. I like where I'm at. I really do. I'm finally in a position where I can help guide which direction the department is going. My voice carries more weight than it did before. Because again, I talk directly to the chief. He bounces ideas off of me, I bounce ideas off of him, and a lot of the major decisions are made that way. It's almost like going from the battlefield to the round table where you're planning strategy and you're helping make these decisions now. And who knows, if I get enough time, maybe I'll take my camera to work and I'll show you what it's like. Kind of the daily life of a PIO. It's gonna be exciting, let me tell you. There's gonna be explosions, gunshots. Not really, it's office life. But it's important. It's stuff that needs to be done and I enjoy it. But anyway guys, that is it for today. Thank you for joining me. I am so glad to be back, you beautiful people on YouTube. Glad to be back. Hope you guys are happy to see me. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. Either way, stay tuned. I'm going to be doing a live stream tomorrow night. I'm gonna aim for about maybe 6 or 7 o'clock. And I will put that out on the social media outlets. Check Instagram. I'm usually on Instagram the most, so I will put the announcement on there. If you have not already, make sure to join us at patreon.com/officer401. Help support the channel. I'd really appreciate it. I'm gonna try to push more content out. I'm gonna try to be more active now. I've got some interesting ideas. I'm glad I said that because I forgot. I have some really fun stuff coming up for this channel. I don't wanna ruin it. I don't even really want to give you guys a hint, but it's going to be very different than what you're used to seeing. I will tell you that. The hint is we will not be in this room. We will be outside. We will be doing something fun outside, and I'm super excited to do that video with you guys. And I'm going to try to have a guest on the show helping me with that episode or 2 or 3. I don't know yet. Either way, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys very, very soon.